Our lives are so much richer and more expansive than the issues that push against us. We have always been here, in this place where institutions and gatekeepers have tried to erase us. And if we don't see ourselves in the picture weaved into the landscape, how will our children even know that we were here? And if we don't tell our stories and share our histories, how will we know what we're capable of?
You who used to take the photos, them you and your wife?
I can't take them things.
Women can't take them things. You left it to your wife? So she will collect all of the memories.
No, the children them have it, most of them they take all the.
Them take the photos?
Yeah, they take the photo, yeah.
And you just sit on cool and you there in the photo? Okay.
Yeah.
Who we were, who we became the night before. The sharp smell of cocoa tea flood the room, calling down a chorus of laughter at Mama's dinner table. Old-time melodies lasso our feet, pulling us together to dance our last night and to shake the worry out of our jittering foot bottoms. We were ready to flee after hearing the call leap from Queen Lizzie's mouth. Golden tickets flashed with our names as the war rippled through Madame Britannia. Her loud cry bawled and called us the heroes. We were the builders of a new world. The journey. Over 1,000 feet gather at the port. Some sitting cross-legged, some clutching on the corners of their luggage. The rising tide mourned with the wind as we say goodbye to full-eyed children and weeping mothers, tears wetting their cheeks, wondering when we would be reunited. Some of us came by flying, and some sailed on the wind. We sit cushioned between slick-pressed button-ups and dicky bows, hair greased and padded to high heavens. 500 Caribbean Army servicemen, hundreds of women and children, and dear old Lord Kitchener serenading our sea-worn legs with calypso tune. We who were suspended in the air began to descend, and boats riding the ocean docked. We were hungry for new life, hungry to discover the people we were destined to become. The arrival. High-waisted, wide-legged and wide-eyed, we primmed and primped, our suitcases stuffed with teenage dreams. We flashed our golden tickets for our unborn children and maga belly relatives, sidestepped with a jankuna dancing us to safety. Our zoot suits and cotton dresses shifted from its place, and Lord Kitchener still humming his sea-born melody.
At first, when you went on the buses, as a conductor, the white people of Sheffield would not put the fare in your hand. If you want a fare, you would say, ask me what the fare is, but then they'd put the money on the seat. They wouldn't touch it because they're frightened that the collar would rub off on them. They said that if they touch my hand, they are going to become black.
When I was a child in Jamaica at our age, children used to go to school at 7-year-old. I went to school the Monday, and my father, the Wednesday, my father said to me and my sister, he said, come and tell us what you learned at school. And he had a piece, a strap by him to beat us if we couldn't tell him. And I could not tell my father what we learned at school. And he says to me, "You're not going back to school anymore." And I never go back to school on that day.
In the country where we could have mango, guava, guinea, yes, we have them sweet sap, sour sap, caustic, jackfruit, breadfruit, which we have here now. It was all right. That was all right. Yeah.
Who we became. From Birmingham to Brixton, from Pittsmore to Nether Edge, we were housing larks. The chill of the cold forced us to clutch our jackets close to our bodies, and we carried the island warmth like fire lived in our chest. When you're coming in from the cold, you must learn to mold the sun to fit in your house. On warmer days, we'd drive out with Lover Boy and our sugar darlings. But on ordinary days, our children played by the kitchenette as we scrubbed Pyrex dish and gave breath to dry walls. Our dreams grew, rooting themselves in the earth, building New England and sculpting it into a paradise. The porcelain-faced doctors and nurses walked with their noses skinning upwards, never looking us in the eye as we bleached their hospital clean. We'd turn the wheel to melt the steel, mold it to fit the mouths of silver spoon children, and under the heat of that bulging steel drum, we heard the voice of our island grannies calling us to cajole our dreams to fall and land in our laps. But it was never all work and no play. Our heavy feet, sullen with tired, found dance floors in the back room of somebody's yard. From Donkey Man's to Chateau's Blues, Alton Ellis Lover rocking us all night. Janet's sweet voice gave us girls a hip in our step. We knew how to get down and brook step, sweat and jive and twist ways to rhythm. We found ourselves gathering with our people like town council again with sea-born legs and breadfruit smiles, rocking back and forth to Sir Galba and a Negro spiritual. Closed eyes, swaying, we forgot the blues under Bitty McLean, whispered a prayer and shook off the hunger. We found love in the houses of our brethren and sistren, pushed against the chill of old Britannia on our backs, dubbing it up and dancing like it's a revival. We made home right here out of nothing, out of the little they left us, out of the hope we stuffed in those wide pinstripe pockets and leather handbags. We gathered and God found us right here as we chant and sway. We called God and He found us. We held on to who we were, cooling up a spiritual to praise who we were becoming, and we loved ourselves fiercely. We loved and we danced, becoming thunder against fire, and we loved each other fiercely.
89-year-old, and I'm still going strong. And I believe it's God that keeping me, because many have passed away that younger than me, and I'm still alive. So we got to give God thanks for everything.